हाँ जी, कैसे हैं?
Sprawling 50 acres to emphasis a scheme for allotment of industrial plots of green category industry.
Ma'am, please.
Offering plots ranging 500 square yards and 1,000 square yards. Your business in IT city.
पीछे हो जा, पीछे हो जा, पीछे हो जा।
May I request all the guests to kindly take their seats. A very good afternoon to all of you. Sir Sukhbir Singh Badal, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Punjab, Mrs. Neetu Bhushan, Charge d'Affaires Embassy of India Abu Dhabi, Mr. Anurag Bhushan, His Excellency Consul General of India in Dubai, Honorable Ministers and Senior Officials of Punjab, Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, our host here, Mr. Sukhbir Singh, President Indian Business and Professional Council Dubai, dignitaries, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, on behalf of CII and my personal behalf, let me add my own greetings for Eid to everyone present here. It is indeed a privilege to be part of this interesting session at the wonderful forum in the economic hub of Middle East. It's very opportune moment for all of us, which coincides with the inaugural Chandigarh-Sharjah direct flight from the newly built Mohali International Airport under the leadership of our Deputy Chief Minister Sukhbir Singh Badal. I'm sure visits like today infuse a sense of confidence among industry and help create newer opportunities for both UAE companies and their Punjabi counterparts. We are very sure this shall increase the traffic flow two-way, create an investment enriching Punjab as one of the favored destinations for business propositions. Confederation of Indian Industry, being the institutional partner with Government of Punjab, has been continuously engaged with the region by organizing regular to and fro business delegations, organizing roadshows, participation in the exhibition, meeting regularly with the officials from the region, interaction with business delegation and VVIP delegations also. Coinciding with the visit of high-level VVIP delegation led by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Commander of UAE Armed Forces, and the accompanying delegation, CI organized a business interactive session, India and UAE New Horizon of Business Cooperation in the month of February this year. As we understand that UAE has an open economy with a high per capita income and a sizable annual trade surplus, successful efforts at economic diversification have reduced the portion of GDP based on oil and gas output to almost 25%. The announcements made during the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, visit to the UAE have far-reaching consequences, such as the setting up of the UAE India Infrastructure Investment Fund with a target of $75 billion to support investment in India's infrastructure sector, especially in railway, ports, roads, airports, and industrial corridors and parks. Other measures such as enhancing cooperation in the energy sector, SME development education, space, defense, manufacturing, and nuclear energy, among others, will be a long way in stepping up the UAE-India bilateral economic relations. As Punjab gears up to rephrase the high growth and economic and business parameters undergo transformation under the able leadership of our Deputy Chief Minister Sukhbir Singh Badal, Punjab has all the fundamentals in place to fire up its growth engine. With this background and without taking much of your time, I would now like to invite Mr. Kulwant Singh, President, Indian Business and Professional Council, Dubai, for his inaugural address.
Shri Sukhbir Singh Badal, in charge the affairs by Indian Embassy, Mr. Anurag Bhushan, Consul General of India to Dubai, Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal, the entire delegation who have come along with the Honorable Chief Minister from Punjab, members of the Indian Business and Professional Council, board members, ladies and gentlemen, and members from the community, senior members from the community who have gathered here today for this very, very important delegation which has come from Punjab. I would like to welcome you all on behalf of the Indian Business and Professional Council. It is a proud moment for us to know that we have a huge delegation from the Punjab government, especially when it is connected to the connectivity that is needed. We've always had delegations which have come from various parts of India where we have discussed with them how we could engage, how we could have a connectivity to that particular land, how much better it would be when we have the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab coming on an inaugural flight, which means the connectivity is already there for investors when they look forward for any investments. It is a great pride for us to know that in a span of 15 days, we've got 2 flights which are operating from Chandigarh into Sharjah and Dubai. I think they cannot be a better example set by any government when it comes to such a connectivity. Having 2 flights, and I understand from the delegation when I was talking to them a while ago, there are more flights to other countries such as Singapore and also in the pipeline to Abu Dhabi. It is a proud moment for us, and I think for any investor, the first thing that he would like to seek or see or note in a destination where he would like to invest is what is the mode of connectivity. Sir, if you may be very familiar with Dubai, we have turned this country from an oil economy into a non-oil trading economy. Especially when it comes to tourism, we had 12 million visitors last year. We had about 70 million visitors handled by the Dubai International Airport. We're expecting about 20 million visitors by 2020. We're going to have 20 million visitors only visiting the Expo 2020. We've got some of the largest, the biggest, the tallest hotels around the world. This country has set an example and put itself on the world map when it comes to tourism. Footfall is very important for any country. When we say footfall, it is the tourist which comes into the destination. These tourists are not ordinary tourists which just contribute to the economy, but also they are the true ambassadors who go and share their experience back home they visit, in the social gatherings, in their families, communities, business circles. Hence, it is very, very important that I think on behalf of the Indian Business and Professional Council, we would request the Punjab delegation and the Honorable Chief Minister to see how a focus on tourism can be emphasized when we talk about investments in Punjab. When we talk about IBPC, Indian Business and Professional Council is the largest business body recognized and operating under the Dubai Chamber and the Indian Consulate and the Indian Embassy. We have about 1,000 members, sir, and we are engaged in various activities, businesses in this part of the world. You will find our members in manufacturing, education, health sectors. The relationship between India and UAE has always been very, very prominent, and it has been a traditional relationship which has been focusing on since many, many, many years. We are standing at about $70 billion trade today. With the recent visit of Mr. Modi and His Highness visit to India, we are certain that this number is going to touch the $100 billion very soon. We had many ministerial visits from the Commerce Ministry, the Finance Ministry, and many state-level visits. We are also very honored to receive the delegation from Punjab, because this all emphasizes the seriousness of the trade that can be exchanged between both the nations. Our members have invested in various parts of India, and when it comes to India, we understand it is one of the safest investments. With 7.5% GDP today, India becomes the safest economy and the fastest growing economy in the world. I'm sure there is a lot of potential for our Punjabis and NRIs based in Dubai and UAE to explore opportunities of investing back where we don't have any problems with doing business. This country speaks about ease of doing business. We have the luxuries of best of both the worlds. We have one window clearance, safe and sound surrounding, stable government rules, and most important, great return on investments. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed gifted us a land. We also promote a lot of peace and harmony. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed was yesterday in Paris at the Vatican, and I think that shows, it clearly defines a message of peace and tolerance. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed gifted us a land where we built the beautiful Gurdwara, and this will have thinking about the Gulf and getting a land free of charge from the government where we build this beautiful monument shows that this country is there to welcome everyone. So our members look forward to right information, direction and knowledge from this delegation, and we hope the presentations that are going to take place today would be knowledgeable and our members will be able to carry back something to their home, to their businesses, that they can think about investments in Punjab. I would like to welcome you all once again to this beautiful city of Dubai, and I wish you rest of your stay a wonderful stay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sukhbir Singh, for your very encouraging words. Now may I request Mrs. Neera Bhushan for her keynote address.
His Excellency Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab, Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament, and Honorable Members of the Legislative Assembly who are present here as part of the Punjab delegation, members of the business community, IBPC President Sukhbir Singh, Consul General of India Anurag Bhushan, and ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to welcome the Punjab delegation here to UAE. It is a matter of great pride for us to note that UAE, especially Dubai and also Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, are now becoming are in the arena as a go-to destinations for investments. Last week we had the Gujarat delegation. We have several other state governments who are willing to come here, and this has been possible only because of the hard work done by the community here. Also speaks of the developments that UAE has made to make this such a free, liberal and tolerant country. The president of IBPC, Sukhbir Singh, spoke about how we have the blessings of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. Both are true friends of India and have given their direction from time to time. They have been very generous. A Gurudwara has been built in Dubai. During the visit of Honorable Prime Minister of India, the announcement was made for having a temple in Abu Dhabi, which has also been a long-standing demand of the community. So I must say that the kindness and the appreciation and the tolerance that the leaders of UAE, the visionary leaders, have shown has helped us to come where we are. And a lot of it has been possible because of the hard work of the Indian community themselves. Many of the members of the community who are present here today are icons in their own sphere. They are people who have contributed a lot to India-UAE relations, and I salute them. India-UAE relations is not something new. We've had relations over the past many decades and centuries. But this is the point when we have reached that high point in our relationship. The visits of Honorable Prime Minister and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in the last 1 year have shown that when the charismatic leaders meet and when they interact with each other, we can do wonders and volumes. The trade figures and the investment figures at the moment are still far below potential, but we have set up some targets which appear ambitious, but we are all working towards it, and I'm sure we'll be able to reach the target of $100 billion by 2020, maybe 2021. And in terms of investments, we are, I think, still far below potential. UAE has targeted India as one of their favorite investment destinations. And now with the visits by several state governments, I'm sure that this will help to channel the investments into the right areas in India. Some areas are very strong. For example, Punjab, we know, is a very strong area for investment. They have really worked. Honorable Deputy CM and the entire government of Punjab, we know, have made the ease of doing business much simpler. So there is a lot of interest. And I think, sir, that you have come at the right time and at the right moment you have brought the delegation, which will be able to interact with our community and the leaders here. And some projects will be firmed up. I'm quite hopeful about that. So I just want to thank you, sir, for coming here, for bringing this delegation. And I'm sure we are now we are keenly looking forward to your speech, sir. And I welcome you once again on behalf of the Indian community, on behalf of India-UAE relations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So before we go further, we have a short video on Punjab which reviews insight of our state and what opportunities are like there. Can you start? It's a very small video.
Punjab, the land of rivers, the land where gurus and revolutionaries reformed the people and brought about a robust culture of passion, where the soft strings of religious hymns coexist with the throb of martial music, where heritage and tradition mingle and merge seamlessly with modernity and globalization, where life thrives with a Chakri attitude and celebrates all its colors with large-hearted abandon. The land which has emerged as the new economic hub.
Doing business in Punjab is part of our DNA. We've been there for 3 generations, for over 5 decades.
It's one of the best states in the country for doing business.
Doing business in Punjab is a great experience.
More than 70% of our business is in Punjab.
Into this passionate state, we extend you an exclusive invitation and a very warm welcome. Today, Punjab has been envisioned and acknowledged as the state with the best transitioning economy in India.
The government in Punjab has always been forward-looking, has been progressive, and has been a partner.
Because the whole system supports operation, supports growth.
I have always found a great support from the government and government agencies.
We find it a real joy and a pleasure to work with Punjab English.
Punjab sets the best example of industrial harmony in the country with no strikes or labor unrest. With a first of its kind industrial policy with focus on incentives, simplifying procedures and facilitation, Punjab has one-stop clearances for the first time in India. This is the state which, as per the World Bank, is the easiest place to start business in India. You just have to go to one office, one officer, one email, where all permissions are granted within 30 days.
In the new industrial policy, which was announced by the government only recently, it's probably the most industry-friendly industrial policy developed by any state in this country.
The government proactively engages in the entrepreneurs in the formulation of the policies. It's again a very, very unique feature.
What I am today, what the word strides all about, is only because of Punjab.
Power is the lifeline of any industry, and Punjab has surplus power to ignite your business and empower you.
L&T has invested over 10,000 crores for Rajpura thermal power plant with a capacity of 1400 megawatt.
Without any investment of the government, he has been able to make Punjab as a power surplus state.
A healthy community determines overall progress of the state. For this, Punjab has a wide network of hospitals to cater to the health needs of all. Beyond work, there is plenty of play to ensure a healthy lifestyle. At the same time, we give utmost importance to security for all in the state. A multi-mode helpline ensures quick access to police support for women, children and senior citizens. We take pride in being the symbol of peace in India. Looking ahead, Punjab is further cementing its place as the state where proactive governance is the order of the day. Punjab believes it is only in the right climate that the seeds of growth and development sprout and come to fruition. A belief that has nourished and nurtured Punjab through the years and is even more relevant in today's globally competitive business scenario where you have to be the best to attract the best. Punjab is well equipped to cater to the needs of every industry. People of Punjab work hard and work with passion. Being the best therefore comes naturally to Punjab. Invest in the best. Welcome to Progressive Punjab.
Switch on the lights, please. Now I very humbly request our Sukhbir Singh Badal, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Government of Punjab, for his special address.
Respected Mrs. Nita Bhushan, Secretary Affairs, Embassy of India, Mr. Anurag Bhushan, Consul General of India, Dubai, Mr. Kulwant Singh, President, IBPC, Dubai, Mr. Gurmeet Bhatia, Vice Chairman, CII, Punjab, my ministers, MLAs, delegates from Dubai, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be here today. Punjab and India share a very strong relationship with UAE. The number of Punjabis living in Punjab I think more than double of them live outside Punjab in other parts of the world. I don't think so there's a place in the world where Punjabis have not reached. And the way they have developed the nation, wherever they have been, we are proud of them. If you look at Canada now, 5 ministers in their government, union government, are from Punjab. And go to Australia, you go to New Zealand, and I think Dubai, 27% of the population of UAE, I think, is from India. India, the way it's growing, I think it's a future investment destination of the world. It's the fastest growing economy. And in India, we have states, you all may be aware of. Individual states compete with each other. They're like mini countries competing with each other to get and perform or outperform each other. And Punjab is one of the most, and I think is the most progressive state. It's the most progressive as well as prosperous state. Punjab constitutes about 1.5% of the land area of India, but we provide 60% of the food grains to the country. A small state providing 60% of the food grains to the country shows the nature of Punjabis. And within Punjab, over the last 9 years, we have tried to look at our weaknesses and try to find ways to solve our weaknesses. At this moment, we are one of the only states which are power surplus state. We are now trying to sell power to other states. We have the best infrastructure. We have been rated by Government of India as the best infrastructure state in the country. Dubai, I've seen, is a very good example of from desert to the most well-developed state. I've seen the progress taking place in the last 30-40 years. And the same way we try to take Punjab. We concentrated in the last 9 years on connecting Punjab to the rest of the world. We have been very successful. We have one airport in Amritsar, international airport. And the second international airport, Mohali, we started the inaugural flight yesterday to Sharjah, and 26th the flight to Dubai starting, then Singapore, and the world is going to connect with the rest of the world. I think it takes faster from Ludhiana to reach Dubai now, on 26th, than to reach Delhi. And I was just discussing with the people there, I think the tourism is going to grow up many folds in Dubai because of this flight. Because Punjabis love to travel, and rather than now going to Goa or Bombay or any other place, I think it's cheaper to go to Dubai and spend a weekend and shop here. I was talking to some big companies in Delhi. There's a designer outlet where, like you have it in the Dubai Mall, where the section is only for high-end retail. Similarly, there's one in Delhi. And I was talking to the people who own the shops. I asked them, where's your clientele from? They said, our clientele is from Ludhiana. They said, people come, first they come, they buy the Louis Vuitton, the big suitcase, put everything in that, and go back. He says, because consumerism is highest there. Punjabis love to earn and love to spend. Some people don't like to spend, but Punjabis love to spend. And that is why our consumerism is highest in our state. So keeping that in mind, if you look at all the 29 states, and if you look at this environment in all the states, I think there's no comparison between Punjab and the other states. Everyone will say that, but I have reasons to say that. We are the only state you will never ever hear of labor problems. You never hear of a strike. I have one of the top industrialists sitting with me from our state. You'll never hear of a labor problem, never hear of a strike. Punjabis will complain to the owners to give them more time to work. Like instead of 8-hour shift, they'll like, oh, give us 9, we'll work for 9 hours, give us more money. They want to work more. And keeping that in mind, and another thing, we are the power surplus, and most important than that, we at the moment today are the cheapest in power in the country. We are, if you compare with Maharashtra, we are nearly 50% of our rates are nearly 50% less than the power rates of states like Maharashtra, and I think even maybe 30-40% less than Gujarat and other states. And being surplus, I think that's the biggest advantage. Secondly, the most important thing, why people come to countries like Dubai, is ease of doing business and hassle-free, non-interference by government. That's the theme, or that's the agenda we started on with. Normally, when you come to India, when you want to invest in India, and if you want to start today, you want to start a business, it will take you a few months because you have to go through 20 departments. Like you have to make environment department, pollution department, town planning department, electricity department. There are 20 departments, 23 departments. So one day, I was sitting with my team of officers and I was discussing, I said, people have to go to 23 departments. Why should they go to 23 departments? Why can't we create one department which has the powers of all 23 departments? So initially it was a very bizarre idea. Can you imagine taking power from 23 departments and the officers and putting in the hands of one person? Initially everyone thought it can't be done. I said, why not? And took a decision, passed a law, created one department known as Invest Punjab, where our slogan of the department is one office, one CEO, one email, and 1 month for all claimants. You don't have to go to, you have to give just one application to my One Invest Punjab department. You can even email the application to them. And before 1 month, you'll get a letter from that department only, giving you clearance of everything. So you can just start your business within 1 month. And I think that has been so successful that Government of India has declared our state as the best state in doing ease of starting a new business last year, and similarly this position is going to be this year. And that is the biggest advantage we have. And because of that, in the last 2-3 years, we have more than 200 big companies investing in our state, and we have an investment of more than $10-20 billion has come into the industrial investment has come into our state. Secondly, we have been because we are an agriculture state, we wanted to encourage processing of food, and keeping that in mind, we have declared our state as a tax-free state for food processing industry. No input tax, no output tax, complete in our state. So that is the biggest advantage. And if you look at UAE, you import a lot of your food stuff from all over the world. I think that is a very good destination to start processing and exporting from there. Thirdly, we are in a big way concentrating on IT sector. Now, we started late, but nevertheless, we are trying to make up in a very big way. Now, top IT companies have moved into Mohali, and hopefully, in another 2 to 3 years, we will be the biggest North India hub of IT sector, and that is going to be the biggest job creator for our state. All in other industries, we are giving a lot of incentives. I think my team of Invest Punjab, Mr. Tiwari, he is the CEO of our Invest Punjab. I think after my father, he is the most powerful man. Because he has all the powers of all departments. I don't think so. My father also has power of all departments. I think he has power. So it's one signature, he can give you incentives worth billions and billions of rupees, as well as allow you to start work immediately. So keeping that in mind, we have got a very good incentive policy, which Mr. Tiwari will, I think, showcase to you after I sit down, where if you look at it, our incentives are such that from the incentives your investment comes out on its own. You don't have to, the profits are separate of your company, but the incentives we are giving enables you to earn all your capital which you have put in over the next 7 to 8 years, which is a very attractive incentives we offer to our people who come and invest in our state. Keeping in mind tourism, I must congratulate His Highness, the ruler of Dubai and UAE, for making this region the tourism hub of the world. Tourism is one area, one industry which creates maximum jobs, maximum earnings, and the way India is growing and the way people are traveling in India, India has become one of the biggest clients of countries like Dubai, Singapore, all. Because I remember I went to Switzerland about 15 years back, and I went recently. Now, any corner of any tourist place in Switzerland, you'll have a Gujarati restaurant, or Gujarati food, or Punjabi restaurant, and right on Mount Atlas, there is a Gujarati restaurant there. Because the Indian, you're looking at 1.2 billion people who have to travel. And when they travel, they spend. And the way things are happening now, Indians have started traveling a lot. Even internally, domestic tourism has become very big business within India also. Like the holy city of Amritsar receives maybe more than 2 lakh people a day as domestic tourists who come and visit the holy shrine and visit that place. So keeping that in mind, the connectivity with Sharjah and Dubai, now after that something Abu Dhabi, is going to be a two-way benefit both for India as well as for UAE, because it will increase business potentials, increase tourism, and I think there will be a reverse flow of tourism also into India, and people from here who may not be thinking of going to India, since it's now 3 hours away, going to Punjab, I think it will become very easy for them to take decisions. So overall, if you look at it, India is the next place in the world with a more than 7% growth rate, and potentially the growth rate is going to go higher, maybe 8, 9, maybe double digit shortly. At that level of growth rate, there's no other country in the world who can compete with India, and especially the younger population. India has the youngest population in the world, and I think one of the biggest exports will be human resources. We would have a very educated and a population, young population, which will be, I think, wherever in a few years from now, especially the European countries where the population growth is going down and their younger generation has really come down. So I think shortly we'll have Indians traveling to all these countries and working there. I was in Italy a few months back. The cheese, Italian cheese, 90% of the cheese produced in Italy is is produced by Punjabi farmers. They have taken over the complete cheese business in Italy. Complete. And 50% of now the bakery business in Italy has been taken over by the Punjabis. That's the level of entrepreneurship. I think the way Punjabis are going to Australia, New Zealand, after 20 years, we may have the Prime Minister of Australia as Punjabi. Because we already have 5 cabinet ministers in Canadian cabinet, and I think the numbers will keep on increasing. There are actually more Punjabi cabinet ministers in Canadian government than Indian government. So that's the level of Punjabi entrepreneurship. I remember I was on a delegation with my honorable speaker to this place, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. And since there is a saying, कि Punjabi te आलू जिथे दुनिया जाओ मिलेंगे. So when I landed at the Mongolian airport, it was minus 20 degrees, 25 degrees. So my MPs who were with me from other states, from Bihar and others, they told me, "Hey, क्यों कहावत नहीं चल रही कि पंजाबी ते सिख ते आलू हर जगह होंगे हैं?" Because minus 25 degrees and it was freezing. So we entered there, and there everything is, they eat non-veg. They don't, nothing known as vegetarian there. They have horse meat, horse milk, and everything is meat. They're closest to vegetarian. When we asked them, like all of us are vegetarians. So we asked them, "Have you got anything vegetarian?" He said, "Yes, fish." For them, that is the closest to vegetarian. So after 2 days, we were all hungry because they didn't have anything except meat. So we told the ambassador, I said, "Sir, I think take us out from here, or either you give us Indian food, otherwise we are not staying here," because it was a 4-day, 5-day trip. So that in the evening, the ambassador called us for dinner, and he had prepared Indian food. So as I entered the ambassador's house, somebody called me, "Sat Sri Akal Badal Sahab." I just looked around. There's a Sardar sitting there. I thought maybe he's part of a delegation or something, he's come from India. So I asked him, "When did you come from India?" He said, "I was here." Then I called all the MPs. I said, like, "How is this true?" And that person, I asked him, "How did you reach Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia?" He said, "A travel agent, I paid a travel agent to take me to US. I don't know which flight he put me, landed in Mongolia." So he said, when I landed in Mongolia, I couldn't go back, I was stuck. And so enterprising that person is, I said, "How did you survive? No language you can speak, you can't speak the local language, you can't do anything, and it's a complete different country, different ball game." He said, "I just came, landed, I was out in the street, and I met a girl, he married her, and then this is 2 years before I met him, when he came to this, is not that long also." He said, "Then I looked around, and it was sign language, he's ride with his wife for so long, and then he said, he opened an Indian restaurant, Taj Mahal, and it's doing phenomenal there, Taj Mahal. And all embassies from all countries converged there, and that's how his business started. Then he took a chef from Ludhiana there, and the business started. So that's what I'm saying. We are so entrepreneurial. We have so much entrepreneurial skill. And world over, we are developing those countries. And Punjab obviously is producing such entrepreneurs. And the land of Punjab produces entrepreneurs. So that's the place where I come here, that's the place to be there. Now I've seen a lot of people, the way India is developing. A lot of people are shifting back from their respective countries of destination back to India. I was recently in Faridkot, in my constituency, and I went to a village, and there was an NRI house I went to. He shifted with his complete family from Canada back here. He said, "No, the opportunities in India are
better than opportunities available in the rest of the world. These people, everyone left India at the time when these developed countries were developing. That was a land of opportunities. Today, India is a land of opportunities because we are developing. Growth rates of all developed countries is 0%. Here is 8 to 10, 11% is going to go up. So that's the destination. And I must tell you, next 10 years are going to be the right time to be in India because the potential is so high. Look at 1.2 billion population. You can sell anything what you produce. The biggest market in the world is India. You don't need to actually look at rest of the world. I was in Europe and I was telling the company there, I was saying the complete population of Europe, add population of Russia and a couple of other countries is only the market, middle class market of India. So keeping all that in mind, so I'm here today, I'm showcasing my state. All the chief ministers keep on coming and we all compete with each other. I think that's the best thing which has happened to India. All governments are competing. They want to beat each other. And when you want to beat each other, obviously you try to upgrade your facilities, your incentives. And that is one thing very positive what has happened to India. And the way things are going, I think the next few years, India is the place, and in India, Punjab is the place. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. As he just mentioned about the ease of doing business, what Punjab is going on, and the person who is main implementer of the dreams of our Deputy Chief Minister is just sitting left side of me. I would like to request him to kindly give a small presentation on investment opportunities in Punjab. Mr. Anurag Tiwari.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Ms. Nita Bhushan, Charge d'Affaires of the Indian Embassy here in Dubai, Mr. Anurag Bhushan, Consul General of India, friends from the industry, a very warm good afternoon to you all, and thank you for coming to this investment seminar for the Government of Punjab. The Honorable Deputy Chief Minister has already mapped out how he has implemented his vision of making Punjab the destination of choice for investors. I would like to present to you some of the points underlying some of the things that we have been able to achieve in the last 9 years. As he already mentioned to you, India is really the fastest growing economy, clocking more than 7% investment rates. And the figures that I'm sharing with you, I have also indicated to you that these are figures not of the Government of Punjab or some other agency. These are figures of the World Bank and the IMF. And as he mentioned, India is really now growing at rates which are much faster than other countries of the world. I mean, if you look at the rates of China, look at the rates of European Union, United States, India is far ahead. And the projection that IMF gives for India is much healthier comparatively. We are in India the top destination in FDI, and in 2015, India received $63 billion of FDI, which was the highest that they have received in recent times. FDI flows from UAE to India have also been very healthy, and certainly the largest expat community in the UAE is the Indian community, and the gathering here today is really a proof of this statement. UAE is also one of the most important trading partners for India. It's the third largest trading partner, the 10th biggest investor, and of course, the second largest export destination. I also would like to mention some of the items of trade. Most of you would be dealing in these items, and so these are items which are very familiar to you. Some of these are also the items where we in Punjab have the strength. And as the Deputy Chief Minister mentioned, Punjab is certainly the food bowl of the country. We are the most prosperous state, and we certainly provide food to the rest of the country. It's not only about the food grains, it's also about other food products. We are the #1 producer of mushrooms, the #1 state in honey, the 7% of India's dairy. I mean, it's quite a surprise. I mean, the largest cattle population of the country is really in Punjab. And of course, we are the highest producers of and exporters of basmati rice with the highest yields, the highest productivity. Not only about agriculture and food. I mean, a lot of times when we talk of Punjab, people say, it's all only about agriculture and food. But I must mention to you here is that we are very, very strong industrial economy as well. We are the #1 in sports goods, manufacturing and sports, the #1 in sewing machines, #1 in hosiery woolens, #1 in hand tools manufacturing. We are the #1 in cycle and cycle components manufacturing, the #1 in tractor and agricultural manufacturing, and of course, the #1 producers in cotton and blended yarns. And as part of this business delegation, we have some of the business magnates who are the leading producers of hosiery, of textiles in the country. But what is important is that over the recent years, and as the Deputy Chief Minister mentioned, the policies of the government has really made Punjab the destination of choice for investors. We have been able to create one of the best ecosystems for the country, and this ecosystem really is what I would say should really attract you to come to Punjab, to invest in Punjab. That is the place where you wish to be. Of course, within the world, it's India. That's, as the Deputy Chief Minister mentioned, for the next 10 years. And within India, Punjab is really the place. And now, of course, the distance is, of course, less than 3.5 hours. You just take a direct flight to Chandigarh and to Mohali and Amritsar. For investors, I think one of the important points is about markets. Because a lot of times when you try to locate an investment of yours, what you are mostly interested in is there a market? And of course, as the Deputy Chief Minister mentioned, I mean, we are the largest middle class market, a country of 1.25 billion people. But within the country, what I would like underline here is that Punjab is very strategically located. A lot of times, people, when we talk to consultants and, we're discussing with them about our investment potential, they say, well, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra, they have a coastline, you are away from the ports. But we said, no, we can't change our geography. But what we can do is take advantage of our geography. What we can do is, wherever we are, make sure that we make the best use of it. And ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that if you are in Punjab, you are actually looking at a market which is 15% of India's market. Now think of it. If you are in Punjab, you are able to access 1/6 of India's market, which will probably be as much as Europe that you are looking at. If you are in Punjab, you can access markets in J&K, in Himachal, Haryana, NCR, Rajasthan, and very, very important, Punjab is the gateway to the Central Asian markets. From the Atari-Wagah border, there is trade which is happening with Pakistan. A lot of trade is happening. And the Deputy Chief Minister has been continuously emphasizing with the Government of India to increase the items of trade from India to Pakistan. This is only a question of time when trade really multiplies. And I must tell you, it's going to be a first mover advantage. We are already in the process of setting up a huge and a very state-of-the-art logistics infrastructure to support that market that is going to open up for us. And if you are going to be in Punjab, I must tell you that you would be in a position to access the entire Central Asian markets. I must share with you a story here. Last month, actually, the Deputy Chief Minister was in Shanghai. And as a follow-up, I got an investor who came to invest Punjab and wanted a piece of land. So I told him, I said, well, you should be in Ludhiana, you can look at Bathinda, you can look at Mohali. We offered him different plots of land. And I casually offered to him a plot of land in Goindwal Sahib, which is kind of just next to Amritsar, close to the Dari border. And when I mentioned to him the Atari Wagah border, he suddenly got interested. And he says, no, I want this piece of land. Of course, we were very happy because this was one piece of land which normally is not preferred by the investors. So after we were done, I asked him, I said, but why are you interested in this piece of land? He said, you know why? Because I want to export my stuff to Pakistan. So he says, and this is the point which is going to be the closest to the Atari border. So that is the kind of markets that you have the opportunity to access if you are in Pakistan, in Punjab. And as the Deputy Chief Minister mentioned, we have now the most competitive power tariff. And ladies and gentlemen, we offer 4.99 rupees, which is less than 7 US cents per unit, which is the lowest in the country. And when I say this, and when the Deputy Chief Minister also mentioned, we present to you comparative figures for other industrial states, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Delhi, Haryana. Please see for yourself where we stand when it comes to industrial tariff for with the other states. And today we have an installed capacity which is much more than what has been our peak load demand. In terms of infrastructure, connectivity, of course, we are the only state in the country which has 2 international airports, Mohali and Amritsar. We are so proud that yesterday we were all part of the first international flight that took off from Mohali to Sharjah. And we have 3 domestic state-of-the-art airports at Pathankot, Ludhiana and Bathinda. A lot of times people say that, air connectivity is fine, but what about freight? We also have the highest rail density in the country. Not many people are really aware of it. And of course, we have backed this up by inland container depots. I just mentioned, met an investor here, in fact, from Dubai, who is actually investing in building logistics infrastructure in Kila Raipur next to the Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor. The road density, trust me, we are the best in class service. Deputy Chief Minister just missed out. I mean, it's his favorite topic that, you will be able to reach all towns of Punjab in 2.5 hours in the next couple of years, where we will be connecting all the towns with 4 and 6 lane highways. In fact, the Deputy Chief Minister was with the Union Road Transport Minister a couple of days, where projects more than 11,000 crores were announced in sanction for the state. Trust me, roads which would match the infrastructure that you guys see here would be in Punjab. Some of them are already existing, others are in progress. As I mentioned to you, we are on the Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor. Your freight would be moving. The Eastern Freight Corridor ends at Ludhiana, and you'll be connected also to the Western ports and the Eastern ports. That is the point. So we would perhaps be the few states which would have access to both the freight corridors, the Western Freight, the Delhi-Mumbai Freight Corridor, as well as the Eastern Freight Corridor that will run from Ludhiana to Kolkata. And of course, another first for us, you see, we are kind of used to announcing these firsts. So another first for us is that we are the first state where all, ladies and gentlemen, all villages are connected by 4G. We have 4G connectivity in all villages of Punjab. This is another thing that the investor always looks at is skills. Do we have skilled people? And you see, people who already are in Punjab, who have industry in Punjab, would vouch for it that we certainly have the best skilled manpower in the state. Again, anecdotes are there where people say that whenever Punjabi delegations go visiting shop floors, they are not allowed to go to shop floors because people fear that even if a Punjabi would look at a machine, he would kind of pictograph it in his mind and do reverse engineering. That is the kind of skill set that they have. So our engineering talent, the raw engineering talent that we have, is nurtured, backed by a network of engineering colleges which are in some world-class institutes. We have the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, we have the ISB, we have the Indian Institute of Science Education Research, and now we also have the All India Institute of Medical Sciences and the Indian Institute of Management. So we have really focused on ensuring that the industry gets the best talent for working. And of course, the Deputy Chief Minister mentioned to you, we are the most peaceful state when it comes to labor relations. Absolutely no, in 25 years of my public service, I haven't heard of a lockout in any industry or a strike. In fact, as he was mentioning, people ask for overtime when they're negotiating their labor rates with the country, with the industry. And let me also share something with you, that the Deputy Chief Minister has also been leading reforms in the state. And reforms which some of the states have not even thought of as yet. He mentioned to you about Invest Punjab. I'll talk to you about that in a bit of time. But he's also talked about something which has been really very, very important for the existing industry. The existing industry always asked him that they want to have ease of doing business. And at the October 2015 Progressive Punjab Investor Summit, the Deputy Chief Minister has announced that Punjab would be an inspector-free state. So ladies and gentlemen, today in Punjab, if you are running an industry, you do not have inspectors visiting you from the electricity department, from the industry department, from the factories, from the labor. Everything is being done away with. The inspector will come to visit only on your invitation, because what he always has said and he believes is trust the citizen. He believes that we must trust the citizen. We believe in responsible citizen-centric governance. We have made sure that not only is there no inspector raj, but there's also auto renewal and also allowed third-party inspections. So those are the kind of reforms which we have taken up to ensure that the industry is able to work and prosper in a very, very healthy environment. And this has led to the fact that we have a lot of multinationals which are operating in the state. Godrej, Danone, of course, the French food processing company, Amul, PepsiCo, Cargill, Schreiber. Schreiber works for Pepsi, they do the juicing. Nestle and ITC, again, our homegrown food processing giant. ITC is actually putting up its largest food processing complex in Kapurthala. I'll show you some of the on-site pictures that I have subsequently in my presentation. It's going to be their biggest investment anywhere in the country. We also have, I'm sure some of you must be enjoying Lal Kila Basmati rice here. A lot of exports are happening in Dubai. Kansen Erlak, the Japanese paint manufacturing company, again is putting up a new plant, state of the art, in Goindwal Saab. DSM is the Netherlands-based pharma company. SML Isuzu, Class, the German agriculture implementation manufacturing company, and of course John Deere. No surprises here that people who are connected with food processing or with agriculture implement manufacturing industry are in Punjab. But I think today, I must take a bit of time to talk to you about something which the Deputy Chief Minister has been very passionate about, and that's the ease of doing business in India and setting up in Punjab and setting up a business in Punjab. And of course, because of Invest Punjab, we were ranked the best #1 state for setting up a new business in India in 2015 by the World Bank and DIPP. We have received delegations from the Government of India. In fact, the Prime Minister's office sent a delegation to us to validate our model. And today we have received more than 380 project applications. I mean, it's not something of a pilot that we have run or for 4 or 5 projects. We have received more than 380 project applications. And he mentioned to you, we are a one-stop office. We believe in transparency. We have had people who have filled online applications to us sitting in New Zealand. They have filled up an online application form. It's a common application form. You fill it up, even sitting here. They've made payments, online payments for all the statutory fees. And of course, we grant you clearances in online. Another important thing is that he mentioned to us that, those days when the industry was, the government would behave as a patron for the industry are over. We must act as a facilitator. And in that direction, he directed us to appoint relationship managers for every single investor. So if you are going to invest in Punjab, if you come to us, trust me, we will welcome you with open arms, and we would appoint a dedicated relationship manager, as you have whenever you go to a Citibank or a Standard Chartered. We have dedicated relationship managers who look after you, who make sure that you just ease into setting up of your project. 23 departments into one office. I have the privilege of being its founder CEO. I just mentioned to you that you can apply online, pay fees online, and you get the digital approvals, and of course about 380 project proposals that we have. But there's something very important that I must tell you here. When we started, he mentioned to us that you cut down the time frame from
months, years to 1 month. He said, I want it in days. So we cut down to 30 days. After we had done it, he's never satisfied with our performance. He says, what next? And then, ladies and gentlemen, we again have a first for you, which is that you can now set up your business and get all your approvals in 24 hours. So, sitting here in Dubai, you apply online to us, give your self-certification, and download your approvals yourself sitting here in 24 hours. This is the self-validated approval. This is based on the concept that we trust citizens. That is his motive, that we trust citizens. We believe in responsible citizen-centered governance. This is one of the many governance reforms that he has initiated. He started with the Right to Service Act. He started the putting up of Sanj Kendras in police stations. Now we also have Seva Kendras, where a citizen need not travel more than 5 kilometers to get this. So every cluster of 4 to 5 villages actually has a Seva Kendra, which is there, state of the art, online. You just go, you put in your app request, whether you want a birth certificate, whether you want a ration card, whether you want a caste certificate, whatever you want, whatever service delivery you want from the government, you just go to your service kendra, which is part of, is there in a cluster, and you would get it delivered from the services. So as a citizen of Punjab, I need not travel to offices in cities, wait for the officers. It's all done through these service kendras. And these are all operational now. It's not that we are talking to you something which is in the pipeline, which will be done in future. It's all done. So governance reforms have been initiated. So governance reforms were initiated in the police department, in the Right to Service Act for all departments. They were initiated in service delivery, and here in the Invest Punjab also, he directed us to make sure that we now cut down from days to hours. The Deputy Chief Minister mentioned to you about our fiscal incentives policy. Now this is again something very, very innovative that we've done in Punjab. The innovations that we carried out were a couple of things. One, we made sure that you are able to recover up to 100% of your fixed capital investment. So whatever investment that you make, you are able to recover up to 100% of that fixed capital investment in about 5 years or 7 years, 10 years, depending upon the sector that you are investing or depending on the area or zone that you are investing. And these are covered under 4 broad streams. The VAT and CST incentives. Obvious question, I think, let me answer that straight away. Here is, a lot of you say, well, the GST has come in, how do you tackle this? He has ensured right at the time of making of that policy in 2013. He said that please make sure that we assure all investors that whenever GST comes in, this incentive shall be provided by the state government out of the state portion of the GST. So rest assured, from the state GST portion, this VAT and CST incentive shall be provided to you. Now, here also, there's innovation. Most of you who have had experience of investments in India earlier would be aware that normally you pay a tax and get a refund whenever state wants to give you some kind of capital support. And certainly getting a refund out of the state treasury is not very easy. So here what we have done is we were innovative. We allow you to retain a portion of your tax liability and pay the balance to the state. And similarly, you can draw this incentive up to 100% of your fixed capital incentive from electricity duty, stamp duty, and the property tax. Ladies and gentlemen, we also offer you pre-cleared sites. Now, when I say pre-cleared sites, industrial focal points developed by Government of Punjab, we say that if you identify a piece of land in the industrial estate of the government, when we offer you that letter of allotment, we also give you the clearances, which means you can start your project that day itself. It will have clearances from the pollution board, from the industries department, power department, change of land use. All these are pre-cleared sites. So you need not wait for 1.5 years, 2 years to get all those clearances. We offer you these clearances with the letter of allotment. We have a lot of opportunities for you for investment. The Deputy Chief Minister mentioned about the IT city, which is in 1,700 acres of land, just next to the new airport in Mohali, hardly 5 minutes drive. In fact, in IT city Mohali, already Infosys and a couple of other units, HDFC, Emerson, they have already started building their projects. Medicity in Mohali, again in about 250 acres of land, where Tata Memorial and Cancer Hospital is coming up, and a lot of other medical institutes are coming up. We are also offering now, another important thing is we have a project is the high-tech cycle valley in Ludhiana. We are aware that the cycle industry in Ludhiana is extremely important, and to make sure that this cycle industry, the local cycle industry, moves up the value chain, we are setting up a modern state-of-the-art high-tech cycle valley in 300 acres of land next to Ludhiana. We are also have dedicated food parks. 2 are in the private sector, International Mega Food Park and Sukhbir Starch and Chemical Limited, and 1 of course is in the public sector by Punjab Agro Industries Corporation. We are already, companies like Godrej, Haldiram's, they have already taken up land and are about to start business. One point which I must here highlight is some of the youngsters who are sitting here must be wondering, this is all about, they're all talking about existing business, setting up business, what about us? Today the world is talking about innovation, today the world is talking about enterprise, today the world is talking about startups. Is the Punjab government thinking about startups? Ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that when we had the Progressive Punjab Investor Summit in 2015 October, we were the only state which had a dedicated session on startups. And out of this session of startups, came the budget announcement in the budget, which said that there shall be a startup program for innovation, research and entrepreneurship for startups with a 100 crore fund dedicated for this. In the next couple of weeks, we are going to announce the details. We have already formulated the scheme, and we would be presenting it to our Council of Ministers for announcing the contours and the nuts and bolts of this fund that was announced essentially for the young entrepreneurs. Some of the key investors which have come to us in the recent past, Cargill, ITC, Kansai, I've already mentioned to you some of them. A lot of times people say, are these only names that you're talking? Is this something that's happening? We have some on-site photographs for you. ITC Kapurthala, Cargill Bathinda, this plant is getting inaugurated on the 28th of September. Murugupa Group, which is a TI Cycles manufacturing unit based in Chennai, they've already, in fact, set up the plant, and the Honorable Finance Minister inaugurated it a couple of months ago in Rajpura itself. We also had Mahindra Agribusiness, Amul, and these are the projects which are already operational, and including those in the renewable energy sector. Our focus sectors, ladies and gentlemen, these are the areas where we are looking at investments. Agri and food processing, no surprises here. This is our strength. This is our key. We are looking at investments in high-tech manufacturing. Tourism, of course, a very, very important focus area for the state government. Life science and pharmaceuticals, Punjab and Mohali offer the only ecosystem in the country in terms of the network of academia that we have and the industry. So this is the place if you're looking at investments in life sciences and pharmaceuticals. Textiles has always been a strength, and of course IT and ESDM. So just to wind up, I would say that if you are making a decision for investment, I think these are the points that you are looking at. First of all, is it easy to do business? The Government of India says Punjab is the best place for doing business. So what more endorsement do you want? We already have the lowest power tariff, 24/7, and I say we have abundant power, we have reliable power, we have affordable power. Our incentives policy is one of the most attractive. We have pre-cleared land sites. We are a state with the best connectivity and communication. And of course, we in Invest Punjab offer you the services of a unified regulator. You don't need to have to go anywhere. We are there to look after your interests. You are just 3 hours and 15 minutes from here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Progressive Punjab. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to give you a small example of Punjab. There are prominent industrialists, successful entrepreneurs who are part of our delegation. They would like to share their experience of the state of Punjab. And first of all, I would like to request Mr. Kamal Oswal
He is Industrial Advisor, Government of Punjab, and is also Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Nahar Industrial Enterprise Limited, to kindly share his experience of the state of Punjab. Mr. Kamal Swami.
Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Punjab, Sardar Sukhbir Singh Badal, Mrs. Neeta Bhasin, Charge Affairs, Mr. Anurag Bhushan, Consulate General, Mr. Kulwant Singh, President IPBPC, senior ministers and MLAs from Punjab, senior bureaucrats from Punjab, and all the people who have come all the way on the first historic flight connecting Punjab to the international map, and friends from Dubai. Yesterday was the great day for Punjab and people of Punjab. With the opening of the international airport in Mohali, which could only happen because of the tireless efforts of the young and dynamic visionary Deputy Chief Minister Sardar Sukhbir Singh Badal, connecting Punjab with Dubai will open numerous opportunities for the people of Punjab and Dubai. Punjab, which is recognized as #1 agriculture state of India, making significant contribution to the food security of the country, and also known as grain basket of India, now focusing on rapid industrialization. The state government is focusing all its energies to that end, and it has launched an aggressive campaign to woo investors both from within the country and abroad. Almost all large corporates have begun to show interest in the state of Punjab. One of the fundamentals that any entrepreneur, including myself, would look into while planning his investments is the stable political environment where policy decisions are firm and quickly taken and implemented. And I feel today Punjab is definitely among the very few states in the country which has a stable political environment, and the focus of the government is to be the facilitator rather than the regulator. Our Nahar group has pan-India presence in various fields such as textiles, retail, renewable energy and sugar. And we feel proud to inform that almost 70% of our investments and business is in the state of Punjab. With more than 30,000 people working for us, we are one of the largest employers in the state of Punjab. Our flagship brand, Monte Carlo, has the head office in Ludhiana, and 100% of its manufacturing is in Punjab. One of the major plus points of Punjab is the complete industrial peace which prevails in the state. In the last 65 years, we have never witnessed any unrest of any kind. I am proud to say that in all our factories, there is no labor union in any of our factories. I would like to say that Punjab is the land of numerous opportunities which are embedded in its advantageous position. These include simple and responsive administrative setup, educated and professional workforce and abundance of the skilled workers, strong agriculture and industrial base, efficient infrastructural setup including transportation and telecommunication, power surplus for its new units, availability of power at the very attractive rates, well-developed export base, higher per capita income providing a good consumer market. Punjab is well connected by air, rail and national highways. I would like to say that Punjab is one of the best investments destination of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Oswal. Now may I request Mrs. Kamna Raj Agarwal, who is past chairman of CI Punjab State Council and she is director of GDPA Fasteners Limited, to share her experience of the state of Punjab.
Sardar Sukhbir Singh Badal, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Punjab, Mrs. Neeta Bhushan, Chargé d'Affaires, Embassy of India, Mr. Anurag Bhushan, His Excellency Consul General of India in Dubai, our hosts here, Mr. Kulwant Singh, President, Indian Business and Professional Council, Dubai, Honorable Ministers, senior officials, friends from the industry and media. On the outset, I would like to congratulate our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and his team for making our international airport at Mohali happen. Thank you, sir. What seemed like a pipe dream and a distant thought 4 years ago has come to fruition. This is
immensely important for our exporting community. I'm from the exporting community. We were really suffering. It used to be 8 hours before we reached Delhi. It used to be an overnight stay. And our customers who came to meet us in Punjab would really say, can you please come and meet us in Delhi? It's a struggle to reach Punjab. So thank you, sir. Thank you for making this happen. This will really boost our industry in Punjab. Over the years, CII and the government of Punjab together have felt the need to create a brand called Punjab, to showcase to the world our unique strengths and our special flavors. Badalji thus triggered a string of activities. Number 1, 2 progressive Punjab summits, in which CII had the government of Punjab as its institutional partner. And these have resulted in huge investment commitments, some of which Mr. Anil Tangari has already shown us. He's taken the steam of my sail, so I don't think I need to repeat it. But this has really brought the business in. Number 2, CII being facilitator with the state leadership for dialogue with prospective investors at prestigious forums like Invest North in Delhi, Make in India Week in Mumbai, Hanover Messe in Germany, and Punjab-focused roadshows, Bangalore, Trivandrum, Shanghai, and many other industrial hubs. Punjab, as you all know, is recognized as one of the most progressive states in the country, and I'm proud to be of that state. It shows a tradition of entrepreneurship and business acumen. Despite the fact that we're on the border, despite the fact that we are landlocked, we have kept our position as a productive industrial exporting hub. Post the Green Revolution in the 60s, where we became recognized as the food grain of the country, we have now become a recognized hub for hosiery, textiles, bicycles, light engineering, leather, agro-processing, and in many areas we have become world leaders. We are really proud to be able to say the same. In the current and future scenario, Punjab is the place to be. Let me just table a few of the reasons that I see being an industrial business. Firstly, we are really politically comfortable. We have a comfortable political environment where decisions are quickly taken and quickly implemented. The focus of the government is to be a facilitator, not a regulator. And I must say that the government, whenever we go to them, have an intent to help. I've been in business for 35 years, and I have seen how the mood has swung and changed. And the hand-holding is actually palpable. This I say with great strength for people who really wish to come to Punjab. The environment of hand-holding is visible and it's there, it exists. Secondly, Punjab is ready for its new investment policy, which is prepared not with the government, it's prepared with deep consultation of the industry and a long vision. Thirdly, our skilled manpower and our educated workforce. Punjabis are known for their entrepreneurial zeal. We are known for hard work. As rightly mentioned, all our factory workers will say they don't want to work up till 5 o'clock. They'll say, 8 baje tak kaam kara lo. Please give us work up till 8 o'clock. And we'll take more money. If this is clubbed with technology, we have what you call a cocktail for success and growth. And that's what's happening. I must also mention that we have an excellent relationship between management and labor, and all of us who are here have not experienced any stress or strife which we see happening in other parts of the country. Physical infrastructure, our state being power surplus. I had a big question mark 5 years ago. We had an Invest North program and Sukhbir ji was there. And I was in the public and I asked him, are you really serious we are going to be power surplus? I had really a big question mark. I really didn't believe it. Thank you, sir. We are power surplus now. And now that we are power surplus, it's a perfect situation for more business to come in. A new industrial policy. The state has been studied in detail. There has been zoning done in which border areas and designated industrial areas and focal points have been created. I think this is extremely practical in thought, as it spurs industrial growth and creates a broader spectrum of opportunities. Governance reforms, Industrial Facilitation Act, bringing most of the departments under the Right to Service Act, I think these are brilliant strategies. And these are actually recognized by the rest of the country as well. The state's focus now to scout investment in the areas of biosciences, consumer electronics, microbiotech, export promotion units, agro, all target bringing great energy into business. And I think we're all going to be benefited by it, we as industries of the present and the new industry coming in. Here I would like to proudly mention that I am a Punjabi woman entrepreneur working in Punjab. I have felt no gender challenges, and I have never felt unsafe. I have been traveling for the past 35 years, cross-state, handling production of steel fabrication. Steel is really a male-dominated business the world over. And as a Punjabi, I have never felt being targeted or sidelined or sidetracked or made to feel weird because I'm a woman in business. And I think this says a lot for being in a country where women are still evolving. Punjab is a mature state and is inclusive of women. I thus would recommend that I met a lady just now who spoke about business connects for women. And I think it would be great if women entrepreneurs too could meet up between the two of us. And we have a similar culture, so there could be a very interesting energy and a new dimension added to business prospects. Today's trip has been very exciting. I can say with a lot of good energy that we had a lot of fun and still pretend we did a lot of business. So thank you for giving us this opportunity. We have a team of political, administrative, and industry leaders. We hope to make a lot of connect, network, and bring in a lot of thought energy. I think good thoughts create good businesses. So I think this is a great stepping stone. Thank you, Badalji. This has been a great adventure for all of us, and we look at good businesses happening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mannaji. Now I would like to request Mr. Sachin Jain, who is the Managing Director of Workman Textile Limited and is a Pan-India presentation. He would like to share his experience of Punjab.
Sardar Sukhbir Singh Badal ji, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab, other ministers, MLAs, Mrs. Bhushan, Charge d'Affaires, UAE, Mr. Bhushan, Consul General, Mr. Amrit Tiwari, Principal Secretary Industries and CEO Invest Punjab, Mr. Sukhbir Singh ji, members of the business community of UAE, members of CII, friends who have come along with me on this first inaugural flight, members of the press. So on my behalf also, thank you so much for making Chandigarh an international airport and getting a flight connectivity, and for me it's a personal honor. It's the first time in my life that I've been on an inaugural flight, and the spirit of celebration and festivity that was there in the plane yesterday was amazing. The whole plane was celebrating, the whole journey, people were walking around. It was an atmosphere I have never seen in my life before. Thank you very much, sir. Half of my speech has already been said by speakers before me, so I will not repeat that. I will focus my talk on the experiences of our group in Punjab. Our group started in Punjab about 51 years ago. We have over 2,000 crores of investment in the state of Punjab. We have about 2,000 crores of sales from our projects in Punjab. We have about 10,000 employees working in Punjab. We are present in other states also. What we have liked about Punjab, and that's where really our group's ethos, though we are present in other states in the country, the group's ethos is totally Punjabi. Half the language in the office is Punjabi. I have, of course, grown up in UP, and I came into this business group because of my marriage to the chair.